Featuring a live performance by Stintessa Warship on the 14th in Nashville, Tennessee to kick off their Reign of Spiders tour. Stay tuned to WBRD for a chance to win tickets to the show of the year. Meanwhile, the manhunt continues for the Connecticut cannibal, the serial killer who has eluded police and terrorized southern Connecticut since June of this year. Police and FBI agents attached to the case have released a statement over the weekend denying any connection between the killer and the disappearance of 27 newborns from a New York hospital in April, claiming that, quote, the meticulous planning required to execute such a large-scale abduction without drawing suspicion does not fit the suspect's MO, and that such an act is beyond the ability of one person. Investigation into the mass abduction is still ongoing, with no evidence yet discovered to speculate on the whereabouts or fate of the victims. Concord Police Department Interrogation Log 1114-1, October 3rd, 2023, 11:18 p.m. Suspect's name is Lucas Ward Davies, 24-year-old male of ambiguous ethnicity. Suspect was arrested 32 hours ago following a raid on a drug lab in a disused section of the Concord Municipal Drainage System, approximately 300 yards east of Stiles Bridges Highway on the Merrimack River. Suspect is charged with 1 count of felony trespass, 1 count of resisting arrest, 2 counts of assaulting a police officer, 2 counts of manufacturing more than 10 grams of a Schedule I narcotic, and 3 counts of possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell. Meth, Inferno, and MDMA. Hell of a party you were planning, huh? Stupid fucking pig. You have no idea what you're saying. Says here you bit pretty hard, too. She tasted like a whore. It's a taste you never really forget. I wonder how many of you Schweinhunde she's been running with lately. Nice. Real classy. Look, Roven, who are you to judge me? You know the taste of horse better than anyone in this building. I wonder if the missus knows. Or your little Kovnyaki. The lab where you were arrested. Maybe I'll pay them a little visit and ask. Stop! Listen, you little bastard. I'm not a guy you want to piss off. You're looking at close to 40 years right now. You work with me, tell me what I want to know, and things won't get any worse for you. But you keep running your mouth like that, and I'm going to make sure you never bite anything again. Understand? Now, the lab where you were arrested was examined and dismantled by our narcotics team. The report says it had everything you needed to produce methamphetamine and MDMA, but not Inferno. More than 100 doses of Inferno were recovered from the location, neatly packed and ready to be sold. I want to know where it came from, and I want you to tell me. You want to know where I got it? I want you to tell me who your supplier is. I got it from your bitch mother. Now that wasn't smart, was it? You know, the chief's been trying to shut down the supply of Inferno into New Hampshire for months now. It's real personal for him. To that effect, he's more than willing to grant me a generous freedom of action if it gets results. Now I'm going to ask you again. Who is your supplier? Я твою мать. Я убью тебя. In English, Poindexter. Eat shit down. You can die in this room, you know. Nobody's coming to save you. Who's your fucking supplier? You have no idea what's coming. Get up. I said get up. Get up in that fucking chair. Are you listening? Can you hear me, Lucas? I hear you. Good. I've got a gun to your head, Lucas. Now I'm gonna count to 5. And when I get to 5, you're gonna give me a name. Do you understand?
No sabes nada, pendejo.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
1, 2,
Radio at lock.
3, 4,
5. No.
Fuck! Fucking shit kicker jerky! Holy shit. Shut the fuck up, Donnie! He went for my gun. I had no choice but to put him down. I got it all on tape. Chief's not gonna like this. Roughing him up is one thing, but killing a man was self-defense. In an interrogation room? From a junkie beaten half to death? Who's gonna believe that? What are we gonna tell his family? Shit. Alright. Help me move him to the morgue. We'll sit on this and figure it out later. Hey. The tape? What? Oh, God damn it! Ongoing search for Lucas Ward Davies, who mysteriously vanished 3 weeks ago while returning home from a tabletop game party. Lucas is a scholarship recipient at Sawbridge University and is described by friends and family as an upstanding citizen and active member of the community. He was last seen in the town of Hanover, New Hampshire on the 13th of September. Meanwhile, repairs at St. Mamas Cemetery in Bradford, Vermont are nearly complete. The cemetery gained national attention in September when vandals broke in and damaged several areas of the property, smashing headstones and leaving behind copious amounts of litter and graffiti. According to police in Bradford, at the time of discovery, remains of several bodies had been removed from their mausoleums and scattered throughout the cemetery and surrounding area. Of those responsible, 3 have been identified and are currently being sought by police. Their names are Jack Betruger, Roman Woodhouse, and Reagan Karras. If you have any information regarding these individuals, you are urged to contact the Vermont State Police immediately. You can remain anonymous. Meanwhile, in other news, tickets for the upcoming concert in Nashville have sold out weeks in advance. In response, the city has moved the venue for the concert to Geodis Park, allowing for the sale of yet more tickets to this highly anticipated show.
Hey, Hank, how's it going?
Fine, Bill. I wanted to talk to you about something. Is this line secure?
You know it is.
Fine, fine. Bill, what's up with your cows?
Cows?
You know, the blood?
Oh, those cows. What about them?
What's this I keep hearing about cattle mutilations in Indiana? It's been cropping up in the news for months.
Sorry, old sport, I've had some high demand this year, so I've had to, hire on more help. A lot of them are still green, and you know how it goes. You miss a drop and it all goes to waste. You gotta throw the whole collection away.
Listen, this is no laughing matter. Get this under control. If these hick farmers keep going to the press over 10 or 20 cows sucked dry in a week, it's gonna be your ass.
Alright. I'll get in contact with my boys and take care of it. Just a little discipline problem, that's all.
Good. Hey, listen, while I got you on the horn, can I ask you something else?
Shoot.
I'm starting to look like a boiled lobster under my suit. Do you know a good way to reduce this damn redness?
Ice milk.
Ice milk?
Yup. Sit and stew in a bathtub full of ice milk for a few hours every other day, and camphor balm for your face, hands, and any real dark spots before bed.
Does that really work?
I don't know. I haven't had to try it yet, but Helen up in Wisconsin says it works like a charm. Gotta be whole, unpasteurized milk, though.
Huh.
Say, you going to that concert in Nashville next week?
No, I'll just watch it on pay-per-view.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be one hell of a show.
Alright, Bill. I'll see you at the vote on Tuesday.
Alright, see you then. Bye.
Bye. Nationwide uptick in the prevalence of such theories following allegations of abuse at numerous similar child care facilities throughout Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, and Florida. In response to these theories of a massive underground trafficking ring, a decentralized organization referring to itself as Last Stand United has risen in popularity throughout the southern United States. Last Stand United's members claim to be dedicated to fighting for the safety of children by any means necessary, and armed members, some more overt than others, dressed in tactical gear and sporting assault-style weapons, have been found patrolling and loitering in and around places such as libraries, schools, public parks, and daycare centers. Public reaction to the presence of heavily armed individuals operating outside of the law in the name of public safety has been mixed, with numerous allegations of privacy violations, intimidation, and acts of violence already on record. This has led to many parents keeping their kids home for fear of their safety. Reaction by law enforcement has varied drastically from state to state. Senator Hank Trevise of Florida, who was elected on a largely anti-crime platform, has already incorporated several members of Last Stand United into local and state law enforcement agencies. President Kennedy has been criticized for his slow response to the situation and is expected to release a statement on the matter at a press conference later today. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. Good afternoon. Over the last week, I have been in talks with my cabinet, and they have advised me to make a statement on some domestic matters that have been brought to our attention. In recent months, rumors have circulated of a massive conspiracy the likes of which America has never seen. Under normal circumstances, I would not dignify these rumors with acknowledgement, but in light of recent events, it has come to be that an active and vehement denunciation of such vile rumors are in the best interest of the nation. Some people believe that there is a dangerous cabal of shadowy figures with ill intent lurking in every preschool, playground, and rundown building. That could not be further from the truth. Let me be clear. There is no secret conspiracy of sinister actors working to undermine the American government or preying upon the American people. No such organization exists, no such organization has ever existed, and no such organization ever will exist in the United States. Some will argue that certain alleged videos or recorded conversations, taken out of context or even wholly fabricated, prove without a doubt that the rumors are true. Again, they would be mistaken. But such a lapse in judgment is to be forgiven. For we live in a highly advanced digital age, one in which massive advances in the field of artificial intelligence, in computer-generated voices and video, are of such sophisticated a nature as to render them indistinguishable from reality, without the use of equally complex and sophisticated detection tools. It is the opinion of multiple intelligence agencies around the world, as well as those within the United States government, that malicious actors, both foreign and domestic, have been disseminating fraudulent media in an attempt to spin a unified narrative with the purpose of destabilizing the United States. As we speak, we are working with the top minds in the cybersecurity field to snuff out this insidious new danger to American peace of mind, and bring the perpetrators to justice wherever they may hide. Thank you, and may God bless the United States of America. We now go live to Geodis Park in Nashville, where the Reign of Spiders concert featuring Stintasa Warship is in full swing ahead of the solar eclipse, expected to reach totality in a matter of minutes. Gordon Rostov is on scene. Gordon? Eli, we are counting down the minutes to totality here in Nashville. I don't know if you can hear it behind me, but Stintasa Warship is on stage right now, playing all their hit songs as a lead-up to the eclipse, which is sure to produce a finale truly cosmic in scale for the show of the year, if not of the century. Here it comes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's going on? What's going on, Gordon?
Eli, something's happening. It looks like a mosh pit has opened up in the middle of the field there. Oh man, that is a fight. That is definitely a fight. Eli, a huge fight has erupted in the middle of the crowd. It's hard to see, but oh my God, is that Eli? I think some concert goers are actually on Inferno. And it looks like some. Ow! What the? Eli, I think someone just stuck me with something.
What do you mean, Gordon? Are you okay?
Yeah, Eli, it looks like someone just injected me with something. I don't know what, but Eli, I'm gonna have to go find a medical tent or something. I'll call you back. Gordon Rostov, WBRD.
That was live coverage from Nashville, where apparently there's been some fighting. We'll bring you more updates on the situation as they become available. We're going to take a quick commercial break now. WBRD, stay tuned.
This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Information vital to your safety will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of the Nashville Police Department. A law enforcement warning is in effect for the following areas: Nashville, Berry Hill, Oak Hill, Forest Hill, and Belmead. A dangerous situation is currently taking place at Geodis Park. At approximately 12 o'clock p.m., a violent altercation took place that has escalated into a riot involving more than 26,000 people. Riot police and SWAT units are currently responding. An unknown number of violent individuals are believed to be at large in the surrounding areas, and are to be considered armed and extremely dangerous. At this time, all persons in the affected areas are ordered to shelter in place immediately. Take shelter inside of the nearest secure building and close and lock all doors and windows. Do not admit strangers into your shelter unless ordered to by civil authorities. If possible, seek shelter underground or in a secure interior room. If an unknown individual gains entry to your shelter, the use of deadly force has been authorized to protect yourself and others. Be aware that individuals under the influence of controlled substances have been observed, and are to be considered especially dangerous. Be aware that emergency services, including police, fire, and emergency medical services may not be available for the duration of this emergency. Please remain calm. Your cooperation is appreciated.
Ongoing state of emergency in the city of Nashville as police there struggle to maintain rule of law in the face of violent mobs numbering in the tens of thousands. Following the massacre at Geodis Park, the violence that started at the Reign of Spiders concert has erupted into the streets. The cause of the sudden outbreak of violence is uncertain at this time, but authorities suspect that exposure of concertgoers to narcotics such as Inferno were a major contributing factor. Reports have been received of indiscriminate attacks on civilians, including assaults, home invasions, arson, spree killings, kidnappings, murders, acts of cannibalism, and mutilations. Unconfirmed reports of ritualistic behavior have also been received from the affected area, including acts that cannot be described on this frequency. So how long have you guys been set up down here in the sewers?
Long enough. Come and be silent. This way.
Where are you taking me?
Shh.
Oh wow, there must be 30, 40 people down here.
Everybody wants something, my friend. Desperation drives some into the shadows to get what they need. And we are there, ready to provide them everything they want and more.
At a very reasonable price, I'm sure.
Very reasonable indeed. But come, there's still much for you to see. This way. Try not to disturb our dear friends.
God damn!
Quite so. Believe it or not, our caged friend here is quite famous. I'm glad you had a chance to meet him. Allow me to introduce the man known as the Connecticut cannibal.
What the hell is wrong with them? Some kind of overdose?
No, despite our best efforts. See, he was once a trusted member of our organization. Earlier this year, one of our visiting dignitaries took a liking to him. Now our friend here is overcome with an insatiable hunger and the strength to match. He got away from us for a while, but we managed to track him down. It took 7 men and some horse tranquilizers to sedate him. He does have his uses, though. It seems he shrugs off whatever's pumped into him, so he makes a convenient lab rat for our operation. Don't get too close. On more than one occasion, he's bitten the hand that feeds him.
So this is where it's made?
One of many places, yes.
Inferno. What's in this stuff anyway?
A little of this, a little of that. The secret ingredient, though, is produced farther up ahead. Come, we shall procure some.
What the fuck?
It's always a shock at first. This is where the secret ingredient of our product is collected. Ah, here's a brother just come from extraction. Here, brother, allow me. I shall bring it to the lab for you. Do you know what this is, my friend?
Your secret ingredient, right?
Adrenochrome, my friend. A magical little chemical. It grants strength, extends life, and opens the third eye. For the last 50 years, only the richest men and women in the world could only afford a few drops. But we found a way to change that. I'm sure you can guess.
Inferno.
1 vial of adrenochrome can be used to produce as many as 30 vials of Inferno, with only marginal loss of effect. It's a perfectly viable substitute with few side effects, and very popular in these harsh economic times.
So all of these people...
As I'm sure you realize, such a valuable substance is difficult to acquire. It is only produced at the peak of terror, and extraction is rather deleterious to the health of the donor. Think of these people as simply resources to be exploited. After all, that is human nature, just as miners exploit ores, and police officers exploit foolish criminals.
Oh!
Good night, my friend.
Look, brother! A wire! An interloper! He's a cop!
Of course he's a cop, you fools! Just look at his shoes, and that ridiculous haircut.
What shall we do with him, brother? Shall we extract the essence from him?
No, he is not suitable, and too dangerous to be kept alive. Give him to the gluttonous one, and then sure nothing remains.
Yes, brother.
This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Important information will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of the Minneapolis Police Department. A local area emergency has been issued for the city of Minneapolis. Over the past 72 hours, 7 missing individuals have been reported throughout the affected area. Information on missing persons will soon follow. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of any of the following individuals, contact the Minneapolis Police Department at 612-673-5701. Please stand by for information on missing persons. Please stand. Leah Mano, age 19. Braden Brad Karinke, age 24. Henry Drakenberg, age 24. Henry Piloret, age 31. Majak Borinelli, age 27. William Mark Erling, age 33. Owen Beardonen, age 22. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of any persons listed in this broadcast, contact the Minneapolis Police Department at 612-673-5701.
to those in Nashville. Police throughout the country have reported that some rioters have been observed experiencing intermittent periods of apparent dissociation. This phenomenon has allowed for opportunities for arrest without resorting to force. Reports have also been received of an increasing prevalence of persons under the influence of inferno among rioters, easily recognized by their reddened skin and extraordinarily aggressive manner. In the midst of these concurrent scenes of civil unrest, the President has remained silent, having stubbornly refused attendance with the press or with his own cabinet. All calls for activation of FEMA, the National Guard, or other federal agencies have been ignored, forcing some law enforcement, especially in the southern states, to turn to armed and increasingly organized militias in a bid to maintain order.
This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Information vital to your safety will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of Last Stand United Chapter 407, under the authority of the City of Beaumont Police Department. This is an emergency update. A state of emergency remains in effect for the following areas: Beaumont, Orange, Livingston, Conroe, Port Arthur, Woodville, Jasper, Woodlands, and Baytown. An unknown number of violent individuals are currently present in the affected areas. These individuals have been known to commit extreme and unprovoked acts of violence against civilians, indiscriminately and without hesitation. Persons not previously engaged in rioting, including victims of attacks and those not otherwise predisposed to violence, have been observed participating in similar attacks following a spontaneous period of agitation, dissociation and/or other uncharacteristic behavior. Affected persons have been observed experiencing phenomena including, but not limited to, muscle spasms, increased strength, temporary or permanent paralysis, incontinence, painful contortions, spontaneous bleeding, skin lesions, changes in voice, unexplained knowledge of previously unknown languages or information, changes in personality, extended periods of dissociation, blackouts, delusions, hallucinations, aggression, despair, and sudden appearance or worsening of mental illness. At this time, all persons receiving this message are advised to remain in your shelter unless ordered to evacuate by civil authorities, including members of Last Stand United. Monitor yourself and others for symptoms of affliction. If you suspect that you or someone in your shelter is afflicted, isolate them in a separate room and dial 911 to report them to civil authorities. If you are able to safely do so, restrain the afflicted individual by whatever means are available. For the duration of this emergency, the Governor of Texas has granted law enforcement authority to all members of Last Stand United. Members of Last Stand United are to maintain order by any means necessary, up to and including the use of deadly force. Please remain calm. Your cooperation is appreciated.
Number of affected persons throughout the United States up to between 500,000 and 2 million, with that number expected to climb. Meanwhile, multiple unsubstantiated sightings have been reported throughout the internet of monstrous entities throughout the United States, Europe, and parts of Asia, Australia, Africa, and South America. Descriptions of the entities vary wildly, but all reports include a universal hostility towards humans. At this time, the only nations that have confirmed such sightings of, quote, unidentified non-human creatures have been Japan, Italy, Mexico, and Scotland. WBRD will provide more information on these alleged sightings as the situation develops. In the meantime, we have a special live report. We go now to Hank Reardon on the scene in Greenville, Alabama, where the militia known as Last Stand United has largely taken over the whole of the town's law enforcement efforts. Hank?
Thanks, Eli. I'm standing on a street corner in what was once a thriving business district, and while the mob violence we're seeing across the country is almost non-existent here, all is not well in the town of Greenville.
Hank, rumors have been circulating online of Last Stand United employing methods seen as extreme, even authoritarian. People have compared life in some towns to living under an occupying force. Is there any truth to these statements?
Eli, it's something else down here. It's like something out of a horror story. In the few days I have been here, I have witnessed with my own eyes threats, beatings, sham trials without jury, and even public executions and lynchings carried out by heavily armed men, clad in tactical gear and armed to the teeth. Eli, I'm standing under a row of corpses, Eli. All up and down the street, and the next street, and the next, there are bodies hanging by their necks from street lamps.
Good God!
I don't have it on tape, Eli, but one militia member actually told me that they were, quote, a warning to others to behave, unquote. His words. And when the streetlights come on at night,
Hank, please.
it's like Main Street perdition.
Oh, God.
Otherwise, the streets are empty, Eli, not from any sort of mandate from militia members, but because people are terrified to leave their homes. Only a few people were willing to sit for an interview on condition of anonymity. Public outrage is there, but without a cohesive force to unite residents, and in the face of such overwhelming armament, nothing shy of outside intervention is liable to change anything in the town of Greenville anytime soon. Back to you, Eli.
Hank, just get the hell out of there, okay? God, I think I need a minute. WBRD, stay tuned.
This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Information vital to your safety will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of your state or local government. This is an emergency information alert. Reports have been received of numerous non-human entities present throughout the United States. If you are receiving this message, one or more entities are currently present in your area. The appearance and behavior of these entities vary greatly, but all non-human entities have been shown to be extremely dangerous and to actively seek out humans with violent intent. Please pay close attention to this broadcast, and follow any directions on screen. Failure to follow these instructions puts you and others at a significantly increased risk of injury or death. Please remain calm. Your cooperation is appreciated. Please stand by for information on aggressive non-human entities in your area. Please stand by for information on aggressive
With me this afternoon is His Excellency Francis Allred, Bishop of the Archdiocese of Boston, who has himself requested to address our listeners live on air. Good afternoon, Your Excellency.
Good afternoon.
I understand that you have a statement prepared, so I will yield the airwaves to you whenever you're ready.
Thank you, my child. Since time immemorial, good has done battle with evil, for stakes no less serious than the immortal souls of mankind. Throughout all human history, the Prince of Lies has endeavored to turn men down the path of sin, to twist him for his own dark purposes, and turn him against his Creator. Through promises of fortune, or dominion, or unearthly power, Satan himself has attained his own perverse rendition of the holy clergy, and hidden them amongst us to weave his dark deeds, hidden in our very households. For decades, perhaps centuries, these devil-bought souls have lurked in the shadows to offer rite, ritual, and sacrifice unto their dark lord. And it is the rotten fruits of their handiwork that so afflict us today.
With all due respect, Your Excellency, this all sounds rather far-fetched. I mean, people have been making accusations of satanic activity since the 1980s at least. Indeed, I remember the many panics of years past. However, I have spent weeks poring over the scriptures and have had counsel with representatives of His Holiness the Pope, and the evidence borne out by present circumstances offer no other explanation. We are under attack by the legions of hell itself, as you can tell from the nationwide violence that, I understand, is entering its second week. You mean the rioters? Hapless victims of infernal influence. Their souls, their minds, their very bodies, gripped by spirits called up from the lake of fire. So you're saying that they are possessed? In a word, yes. They stand shoulder to shoulder with demons and beasts, called up from the depths of hell by worshippers of Satan. So what can be done to stop all this? Thousands of round-the-clock exorcisms? Individuals, sometimes small families, may be released from the influence of the fallen one, but it is often a lengthy and arduous process, and professionals trained for such afflictions. Exorcists. Indeed, and I'll thank you not to interrupt me again. I'm sorry, please continue. Exorcists are in short supply. Naturally, to exorcise all the afflicted in the world at this time is impractical. However, it is my understanding that the Vatican is currently in the process of assigning advisors and what exorcists it can spare to emergency service organizations throughout the world. In the meantime, there are a handful of ways that the faithful can protect themselves. We have found that the possessed have an aversion to objects bearing the mark of our Lord Jesus Christ, as well as prayers spoken by the faithful. Hallowed ground, such as houses of the Lord, have also offered sanctuary from the servants of the evil one. Yes, but it has been reported that some churches have been burned with congregates trapped inside. Indeed, these are truly times fraught with peril for the faithful. Perhaps even the end times. Thank you for joining us, Your Excellency. Before we go into a break, I have some late-breaking news. More and increasingly varied and dangerous entities have been reported throughout the United States and Europe. This as more and larger riots similar to those in the States crop up throughout Europe, Asia, and Africa. Federal response from the United States remains to be seen, although states of emergency have been declared and military forces mobilized in other affected countries.
This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Information vital to your safety will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of your state or local government. This is an emergency information alert. Reports have been received of numerous non-human entities present throughout the United States. If you are receiving this message, one or more entities are currently present in your area. The appearance and behavior of these entities vary greatly, but all non-human entities have been shown to be extremely dangerous and to actively seek out humans with violent intent. Please pay close attention to this broadcast, and follow any directions on screen. Failure to follow these instructions puts you and others at a significantly increased risk of injury or death. Please remain calm. Your cooperation is appreciated. Please stand by for information on aggressive non-human entities in your area. Please stand by for information on aggressive
Do not be afraid. You are in no danger. You are loved. Eternal splendor will soon be yours. Come to the town square. Join us. Join us. Bring your friends. Bring your family, and you shall be handsomely rewarded. Come to the town square. Eternal bliss is waiting for you. We're waiting for you.
Steadily worsening situation throughout the United States as what can best be described as demons terrorize what few communities have so far withstood continuous onslaughts of the possessed. I use terms like demon and possessed for brevity's sake, of course, as the true nature of the ongoing emergency around the world continues to defy scientific explanation. Proponents of a spiritual view of the situation, though, have found that ritualistic practices in line with what one might call an exorcism to be somewhat effective at treating the possessed. More information on the subject will be delivered on all TV and radio stations in a special broadcast later today. Meanwhile in Italy, Vatican City has been overwhelmed by swarms of biting flies that can only be described as biblical in scale. Trapped and besieged within the walls of the Vatican, representatives of the Catholic Church have been unable to leave or offer assistance to the world, and all lines of communication with the area have fallen silent. It remains to be seen how long the situation at the Vatican might last, or how long those within its walls can sustain themselves.
This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Important information will soon follow. The following message is broadcast at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, without the authority of the federal government or the President of the United States. This is an emergency information alert. Please pay close attention, as the following information is vital to your safety and may save your life, and the lives of others. Failure to adhere to the following instructions may put you and others at extreme risk of injury or death. The following broadcast has been designed to treat persons afflicted by an unknown phenomenon commonly referred to as possession. Do not attempt to carry out the following instructions without the aid of this broadcast. For your safety, and the safety of others, the following procedure must be completed in its entirety. Failure to perform the procedure correctly or in its entirety may put you and others at extreme risk of injury, death, and/or similar affliction. Failure to perform the procedure regularly until the complete treatment or death of the afflicted individual may put you and others at extreme risk of injury, death, and/or similar affliction. Instructions will now follow. Step 1. Restrain the afflicted individual within hearing range of this broadcast. Be sure to restrain the arms, legs, and if possible, the head. Be aware that afflicted persons may possess strength many times greater than the average human, regardless of their size. Ignore anything the afflicted may attempt to say. Do not attempt to gag the afflicted, as they may vomit and choke during the procedure. Step 2. Prepare the following items for use during the procedure: a crucifix, holy water, and one or more copies of any translation of the Bible. Greater rates of success have been reported if one or more of these items belongs to the afflicted individual. Step 3. Remove all non-Christian persons from the room in which the procedure will take place. If possible, they should be removed to another building. The procedure will now begin. Do not attempt to halt the procedure before it has been completed in its entirety. Ensure the afflicted individual is able to hear the following broadcast. Remain standing for the duration of the procedure. Make the sign of the cross over yourself now. Speak the words on screen as they appear. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. May God, the Almighty Father, who desires that everyone be saved, be with you all. Sprinkle holy water onto the afflicted, any participants, and around the room now. Speak the words on screen as they appear. Behold the water that has been blessed. May salvation and life be ours, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Beloved brothers and sisters, let us humbly implore the mercy of Almighty God, that, moved by the intercession of all the saints, He, in His kindness, will hear the voice of His church for our brothers and sisters, who are afflicted by dire need. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle, be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray, and do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking the ruin of souls. Lord, have mercy. Christ, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. O God, whose nature is always to forgive and show mercy, receive our prayer for this your servant, who is bound in chains by the power of the devil. May your faithful love and compassion mercifully grant them release. Through Christ our Lord. Show the crucifix to the afflicted now. By the sign of the cross, may our God deliver you from the enemy. Touch the crucifix to the afflicted's forehead now. Speak the words on screen as they appear. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, I command you, demon be gone. Demon be gone. Demon be gone. Make the sign of the cross over yourself now. You may recite one or more hymns at this time. The procedure has concluded. If the afflicted person has not been fully treated, the procedure must be repeated. Continue to perform the procedure at a minimum of once per day until the afflicted has been completely treated, or has died. Failure to perform the procedure regularly until the complete treatment or death of the afflicted individual may put you and others at extreme risk of injury, death, and/or similar affliction. In order to repeat the procedure where necessary, the preceding message will be broadcast every hour. Stay tuned to this station to receive new information as it becomes available. Please remain calm. Your cooperation is appreciated.
Ethereal figures similar in appearance to the recently dead. These otherworldly apparitions have been observed wandering through yards, roads, and even people's homes, seemingly unaware of their surroundings. No injuries or aggressive behavior from these ghosts has yet been reported. In other news, Vatican City has been razed to the ground. Survivors of the blaze are few, taking shelter deep in underground catacombs against the fire and ever-present miasma of biting flies. Meanwhile, back at home, Last Stand United has been all but destroyed by a pair of towering, goat-legged beings that have been rampaging through the American Southeast. Militia members have been forced out of strongholds in major population centers and remains decentralized following ongoing blackouts in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Arkansas, and parts of Tennessee. Communications with large swaths of the Southeast have been cut off, but WBRD will bring you more updates on the situation as we get them. If we get them. Finally, news from Washington, D.C., where President Kennedy and his family are confirmed to be aboard Air Force One. Their exact location and intended destination are not known at this time, and all attempts at radio communication with the President have been met with silence.
Podcast has been designed to treat persons afflicted by an unknown phenomenon commonly referred to as possession.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you are no doubt aware, humanity stands at the precipice of a new age. An age of defiance against a ruler that has kept his foot on the throat of creation for time immemorial. A time in which mere mortals, in service to powers great and ancient, shall be as gods. A time of chaos, death, and suffering. In the name of the Lightbringer, we have brought about an earth on the brink of the inferno, from which a new Babylon shall rise. Soon the rite of the sixth seal shall free our God, made flesh, from the water of our faithful sister, and he shall lead us, his servants, through streets choked with the blood of the apostates of a dying God, unto wonder and glory forever. My name is of no consequence. What is of consequence, however, is the opportunity which I bring unto you this evening. In the new age, those who deny the fallen one shall know suffering beyond their darkest nightmares for eternity. But those who pledge themselves to his will may join us, and reap the rewards of their loyalty, and be as gods among men. Those who pledge their allegiance to the damned prince need only exhibit their devotion. Those bearing the mark of the faithful inscribed upon their flesh in the light of the full moon shall receive unto them spirits beholden to the Master. They shall act with your hands, they shall see with your eyes, and they shall speak with your voice. Soon the light-bringer shall be made flesh once more, and those bearing the mark of the faithful shall rejoice in the dawn of a new age.
May God, the Almighty Father, who desires the
Complete loss of communication with most territories south of the Mason-Dixon line, as well as Washington, D.C., Air Force One, and most major cities throughout the United States and Europe. What little information that is getting through to us, well, me, I'm the only one left in the studio, suggests that most communication systems have been disabled or destroyed by, well, apparently a satanic cult. No point in dancing around it at this point, might as well call a duck a duck. That's pretty much all the information I've got at the moment. Most of the rest of the station crew has joined the cult. Those that haven't have taken off hiding somewhere or gotten themselves killed, I don't know. I've barricaded the doors, but I don't expect that to do much. There are some dead people wandering around downstairs, so at least I'm not totally alone. No idea if anyone's got a signal out there, but the phones are open, so feel free to call in. Until then, all I can do is just look out the window and count bullets. Gotta remember to save one, just in case. Oh hey, we have a caller. Hi there, thanks for calling WBRD. You're on the air. What's on your mind? Hello? Yes, hello sir. You are live on WBRD. Oh good, I thought I'd never get through. Listen, we still have a chance to fix all this. Let me guess, with thoughts and prayers, right? No. I've been preparing for this exact situation for almost a year now, and I think I know a way to fix this. Wait a minute, I recognize that voice. Aren't you that guy who's been calling in to us every week for the last year? Last I heard, you got pinched for running a pirate radio station. Yes, I've been trying to warn you. I've been trying to tell you that this exact thing would happen. All the deaths, possessed people in the streets, secret cults. I tried to tell you that this would happen. I tried to tell everyone. I tried to save you, but you didn't listen. Nobody would. You people never fucking listen. Hey now, watch the profanity. Listen to me now. We still have one chance. The ritual they're gonna do tomorrow. The rite of the sixth seal. I've studied it, and it has to be done precisely right, or everything falls apart. If they fuck it up, all the ghosts and all the demons will disappear, and over time, all the possessed people will go back to normal too. Really? Okay, I'll bite. What chance have we got? How can we fix this? We have to interfere with the ritual. If enough people... well, I can't really go into detail, but I finally got someone to listen to me high up in the government, and they're gonna send out instructions for everyone tomorrow. Who did you talk to? The president? The president was in on this whole cult thing. He's been in on it for years now. Just like big business, the FBI, the CIA, and most of the men and women in Congress. Even the top brass of the military are part of it. That's why the government didn't do anything. That's why Kennedy's up in his plane where nobody can get him. They're all a part of it. This is exactly what they wanted. I mean... that's certainly one theory. It is not a theory! It is the truth! It's... Listen, just keep your TV turned on tomorrow, okay? If this is gonna work, we need everyone to do their part, or we are all royally fucked! Hello? Hello? You must have lost reception or something. Well, if you can hear this, and I don't know how far this radio signal reaches at this point, I guess keep your TV on tomorrow and maybe something will happen. Mystery caller, whoever you are, I'm sorry. If we had known it was this serious, we would have listened. We had no idea what was coming, and we didn't listen. And now we're paying for it.
This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Important information will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, without the authority of the federal government or the President of the United States. This is an emergency update. Please pay close attention, as the following information is vital to your safety and may save your life, and the lives of others. Preparations for a ritual called the Rite of the Sixth Seal have been observed in Washington, D.C., to take place at or around midnight this evening. It is believed that the purpose of this ritual is to summon a supernatural being capable of subjugating and or destroying the totality of Earth. It is believed that the ritual can be disrupted through the cumulative effort of a large population. In order to succeed, the Rite of the Sixth Seal must be completed between the hours of 11 o'clock p.m. and 12 o'clock midnight. Through the performance of a counteracting ritual, the beseeching of the light, the Rite of the Sixth Seal can possibly be delayed until after midnight, resulting in failure and the gradual weakening of malignant powers, allowing civil authorities to re-establish law and order in the United States. It is vital that all able persons participate in the beseeching of the light ritual in order to maximize its effect. At this time, all persons receiving this message should prepare the following items: salt, 3 or more white candles, sage, chalk, matches or a lighter, and a razor blade or knife. Observe the symbol on screen at this time. Use the chalk to draw this symbol onto the floor or ground, of a size sufficient to comfortably stand in. Remove all other items such as furniture from the symbol. Do not delay. There will only be one opportunity to perform the beseeching of the light ritual. Failure to perform the ritual at the required time puts you and others at extreme risk of injury or death. Monitor this station to receive information on performing the beseeching of the light ritual at 11 o'clock this evening. It is vital that all able persons participate in the ritual in order to maximize its effect. Please remain calm. Your cooperation is appreciated. This message will now repeat. This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Important information will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This message is a broadcast of the emergency alert system. This is not a test. Important information will soon follow. This message is broadcast at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, without the authority of the federal government or the President of the United States. This is a national emergency message. Please pay close attention, as the following information is vital to your safety and may save your life, and the lives of others. The time is 11 o'clock p.m. It is believed that the Rite of the Sixth Seal is currently taking place in Washington, D.C. At this time, all persons receiving this message must begin the beseeching of the light ritual. The purpose of the beseeching of the light ritual is to delay the effects of the Rite of the Sixth Seal until after midnight, in order to prevent the emergence of a supernatural being capable of subjugating and or destroying the totality of Earth. It is vital that all able persons participate in the beseeching of the light ritual in order to maximize its effect. For your safety, and the safety of others, the following procedure must be completed in its entirety. Failure to perform the procedure correctly or in its entirety may diminish or negate its intended effect. Please pay close attention. Instructions will now follow. Step 1. Ensure there are no ethereal beings, possessed individuals, or demons in the room where the ritual will be conducted. Pour salt in unbroken lines across all means of entry to the room, including doors, windows, and vents. If the ritual is being performed outside, pour an unbroken ring of salt around the ritual area. Step 2. Place 3 white candles around the ritual circle in the position shown on screen. Place any additional candles in an equally spaced circle around the ritual circle. Ignite all candles. Step 3. Bind or roll the sage into a bundle and ignite it. Waft the smoke throughout the immediate area and allow the sage to smolder for the duration of the ritual. Step 4. Safely secure the knife or razor blade in a pocket or sheath and stand in the center of the ritual circle. Step 5. Listen carefully and repeat the words on screen.
Malum in tenebris. Recedite ab hoc mundo. Quia lux mea est domain. Ego sam custos mundi.
Step 6. Using the knife or razor, cut across your right palm. Allow blood to pool in your palm. Step 7. Listen carefully and repeat the words on screen.
Sanguinis oblatio in manu mea est. Impedimentium mali. Consume oblationem et convalesce contra malum.
The blood will be removed from your hand. Step 8. Listen carefully and repeat the words on screen.
Oblatio carnis de corpore meo. Det vires ad lucem. Et signate portam. Ad protestates tenebrarum.
Step 9. Using the knife or razor, remove a portion of flesh from your body and hold it above your head. The sacrificed flesh will be removed from your hand. The completion of the ritual requires a sacrifice of your flesh. In order to maximize the effect of the ritual, as large a quantity of flesh as possible must be sacrificed. A larger sacrifice will increase the efficacy of the ritual. Completion of the procedure is critical at this time. Failure to make the sacrifice will negate the effect of the ritual. The completion of the ritual requires a sacrifice of your flesh. In order to maximize the effect of the ritual, as large a quantity of flesh as possible.